Man, I'm telling you guys, the judicial system is getting crazier and crazier when it comes to Donald Trump. And the whole defamation suit with E. Jean Carroll just takes it to a whole nother level, guys. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of these viral videos of whenever she goes onto these national news media outlets and they allow her to have a microphone on exactly what this woman is saying. Like, if you don't think that this woman is just a little bit off of her rocker, then I'm going to probably question your sanity as well. Okay, because it's almost completely evident how insane that this lady is. And it's even more insane how the judicial system in New York is allowing a defamation suit like this to happen and pay out $83 million, which hopefully this gets turned over in appeals, because I don't care if it's Donald Trump or anybody else. Just knowing the facts of the case, there's no way in hell that they should be able to determine $83 million for defamation. I really don't understand. I mean, I don't get it, guys. So we're going to get into the facts about it, as well as some of the facts regarding Fani Willis and her little thing that's going on the side with the head prosecutor she put in place to go after Donald Trump. So we're going to get all into it, guys. But welcome to Get Into the Facts. Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out with me. We're going to start off the weekend, get into the right note here. But let's make sure we smash that like button. Subscribe to that channel if you haven't already, guys. We're going to hop right into it. But we got this first article here. And this is going to be from Washington Examiner, okay? And this is just going to be a breakdown of their reasoning why this wasn't a good case, a good defamation case, and she shouldn't be able to win this case. But it also gives a little bit of insight on the background of the whole story too. So, this past June, right before the release of her new book, Carroll alleged that Trump had assaulted and possibly raped her in a New York City department store dressing room in 1995 or 1996. They obviously don't know. Naturally, these claims received much media attention. The president's response to the allegations only furthered the interest in the story. In addition to denying that the incident took place, Trump explained she's not my type. To even the casual observer, that statement was out of line. To suggest that Carroll is not attractive enough to entice him into forcibly touching or assaulting her is cringeworthy at best, and objectifying an accuser is certainly not a smart defense strategy. And we'll stop right there real quick, guys, but I do agree that wasn't probably smart for him to say, but I mean, I'd be pissed off too. Like, girl, you're coming out with a book and you're going to say that I raped you or sexually assaulted you back in 1996? That's what? That's over 25 years ago. That's almost 30 years ago we're talking about, guys. Like, this shouldn't even be allowed. When you're talking about defamation, that's defamation. She's defaming Donald Trump right there. So I really don't understand how she can now reverse it and say he defamed her for saying that what she's saying is completely false and she's crazy. Like, obviously, it's defamation on her side, especially if you're going to hold what Trump said in retaliation for this coming out about our book and saying that this all happened. I mean, I just don't understand how the logic works out. It would go in both directions if that's the case, wouldn't it? I don't know, guys. You tell me. Put it in the comments. Let me know. But let's keep going on this article. Let's see. Now, several months after the initial uproar faded from the media spotlight, Carroll is suing the president for defamation. There are several problems with her claims. Carroll has not brought and reportedly won't bring rape charges against Trump. She has chosen to go with a defamation suit instead. During an MSNBC interview in the summer shortly after the news broke, Carroll said to bring criminal charges would be disrespectful to the women who are down on the border, who are being raped around the clock down there without any protection. Even more puzzling was this conclusion. Mine was 3 minutes. I'm a mature woman. I can handle it. I can keep going. My life has gone on. I'm a happy woman. If the assault took place as Carroll says, the passage of time, which brings maturity and sometimes eases emotion, should not be cause enough to set aside the pursuit of justice. With the world watching her, the case would offer the perfect opportunity to hold an alleged predator accountable. Most of all, it would encourage other victims of sexual crime to do the same. You would think so. Unfortunately, the defamation lawsuit seems to focus entirely on Carroll's waning professional popularity. This takes the focus off the supposed crime in question. It is another bizarre twist and only further diminishes her story. As reported by Business Insider, Carroll says her career has suffered as a direct result of Trump's defamatory statements, according to the lawsuit. Since publishing the book excerpt that detailed the alleged assault, Carroll says she received half as many letters to her advice column for several months. Since Trump defamed her, some fans have stopped sending letters altogether, thus impairing Carroll's column, which requires a steady flow of compelling letters to which she can respond, the lawsuit states. It is difficult to look at this entire saga and not conclude that E. Jean Carroll is actively making a mess of a serious allegation. One wonders if her explosion onto the media scene in June was not solely intended to bring attention to her upcoming book. I wonder. In an interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper, Carroll even denied victimhood, saying there was nothing sexual about the alleged incident, and bizarrely stating, "I think most people think of rape as being sexy," which I got the clip just so you guys can remember exactly how that all broke down. I mean, guys, there's multiple things, and especially I have the video clip as well, which we're going to watch both of them, on what she says she's going to do with the $83 million. It really, when you guys watch this video, it's really going to show you how serious she's taking this, and how just distraught this made her life. Like, I really don't understand. This was almost 30 years ago. This should not even be allowed to happen. But they changed the laws in New York for a one time. They gave like a certain length of time for people to come forth with allegations from 20, 30 years ago if they got raped or sexually assaulted. It is absolutely insane. Insane, guys. It's just, I don't know. Don't know how it goes. But we're going to watch this clip here, okay? And this is what she says she's going to do with the $83 million. Let's see what she got to say.
You've talked about using some of Trump's money you're about to get to help shore up women's rights. Do you know what that might be, what that might look like?
Yes, Rachel. Yes.
Tell me.
I had such great ideas for all the good I'm going to do with this money. First thing, Rachel, you and I are going to go shopping. We're going to get completely new wardrobes, new shoes, motorcycle for Crowley, new fishing rod for Robbie. Rachel, what do you want? Penthouse? It's yours,
Nothing.
Rachel. Penthouse and France? You want France? You want to go fishing in France? No? Oh, all right, okay.
That's a joke.
Although if me fishing in France could do something for women's rights, I would take the hit. You know, I would obviously take one for the team. All right, let me as if you need persuasion in that regard. Let me finish with a final.
Just look, guys, just look at the nervousness of her lawyer that's sitting right next to her. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, "Oh my God, will you shut the hell up? Will you please just shut the hell up?" Because obviously this video is going to be used in the appeals process when Donald Trump is appealing this. I mean, it just looks so terrible. Like, what are you talking about? Go buy her a penthouse, go buy a motorcycle. Like, this is not a serious thing. Guys, the precedent that this is setting is just so insane to me, and every average person should be worried, okay, that someone could bring up that they got sexually assaulted from almost 30 years ago, never bring it to any attention, never bring it to the police, never bring it anywhere. Her story, if you actually followed the court hearings, her story kept switching. She didn't know what dress she wore. She got confused with a couple different things as well. So it's just like, this should have been tossed out immediately. And it was for defamation. He got defamed by her coming out randomly just to promote a book saying that he sexually assaulted her. It's just insane where the judicial system is gone right now, guys, when it comes to Donald Trump. And this is why a lot of average people are siding with him and think that he's getting ran over by the judicial system on purpose. I mean, guys, I don't think, if you remember, like, they were saying Donald Trump was the one that was going to be a dictator. Donald Trump was the one that was going to weaponize the judicial system and go after his political opponents. What the hell are they doing right now? They are doing exactly that to him. Exactly that, guys. So it's just absolutely nuts to me how we're even in this situation, you know? So it's just, I don't know. I really don't know, guys. But let's watch this other clip because this one's hilarious. Okay. The one with Anderson Cooper. This one, guys, is unbelievable. Let's watch this.
Don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
Guys, rape is sexy to this woman. She thinks rape is sexy. Okay, you're making comments like that, and we're supposed to be taking you seriously? Are you serious right now? I mean, guys, just think about it for a quick second on how crazy this is. Okay. And again, the thing that I'm worried about is it's because they're going after Trump necessarily. It's the precedent that this is setting. If this is what the courts are going to side with, no guy is safe in this world. Okay, you better make sure that you have a signed written agreement from any woman that you have sexual relations with, or else you might be worried 25 years from now, if you become a multimillionaire, they're going to come after you for sexual assault allegations. It is just, guys, it's worrying. It's worrying. You know what I mean? It's just really weird to me. And then if we go over here on how they are going after Trump and the judicial system is being weaponized against them when it comes to the court case in Georgia. Okay, the whole Rico case in Georgia with Fani Willis as the DA going after him there. I don't know if you've heard, but Fani Willis is having an affair with the head prosecutor for this whole court case against Donald Trump. Okay, so we're going to go into this a little bit too. Fani Willis court filing confirms romantic relationship with lawyer on Trump case, but denies any conflict. Okay. Before we even get into it, but denies any conflict, admits that they are in a relationship or they have relations. And there's no conflict of interest right then and there. It's a conflict of interest. You realize that your employer at your regular 9-to-5 job, most employers don't allow you to date, especially if you're like a manager. You can't date your employees that you manage. It's against policy for 90% of companies out there. Okay, 90%. And she is the district attorney who appointed the prosecutor, the head prosecutor for this, okay? And you're going to tell me that you are having relations and there's no conflict of interest? That is the definition of conflict of interest, guys. The definition of conflict of interest. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me, okay? It's just, this is laughable, and we haven't even gotten into the article yet. Let's read this, see what we got here. Lawyers for Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis formally acknowledged in a court filing that she had a romantic relationship with lawyer Nathan Wade, whom she appointed to lead the Georgia prosecution of Donald Trump. But they vigorously pushed back against allegations of financial conflicts and the contention she should be disqualified from the case. In an affidavit by Wade submitted Friday with Willis' court filing, both obtained by CBS News, Wade stated, "In 2022, District Attorney Willis and I developed a personal relationship in addition to our professional association and friendship. I have no financial interest in the outcome of 2020 election interference case or in the conviction of any defendant. No funds paid to me in compensation for my role as special prosecutor have been shared with or provided to District Attorney Willis." In the filing, Willis attorneys responded to allegations by saying this is not an example of zealous advocacy, nor is it a good faith effort to develop a record on a disputed legal issue. It is a ticket to the circus. And the filing condemns the incredible inappropriate efforts to intrude in opposing counsel's personal life with little to no evidentiary value. I beg to differ because we're going to read right here. Let me see. Willis' response comes after one of Trump's co-defendants in the Georgia election conspiracy case leveled allegations against her earlier this month. Michael Roman, a former Republican National Committee staffer and Trump campaign official, alleged that Willis had an improper relationship with Wade, paid him more than $650,000 for his work as the special prosecutor, and then benefited financially from the relationship when Wade allegedly took her on Caribbean cruises and trips to Miami and Napa Valley, California. Trump co-defendant argued Willis should be disqualified from prosecuting Georgia Trump case. Ashley Merchant, Roman's lawyer, argued in the motion that Willis and her entire office should be disqualified from prosecuting the case and that all of the charges against Roman should be dropped. The filing provided no supporting evidence of the claims. However, a separate filing in Wade's divorce case from his estranged wife, Jocelyn Wade. Okay, they're not even divorced yet, guys. Okay, they're not even divorced yet. They're going through the divorce proceedings. Jocelyn Wade, who also alleged that he and Willis had been romantically involved, included credit card receipts from her husband's business accounts, that seemed to show he had paid for the trips. Willis had not commented directly on the allegations, although at a speech in January at a historically black church in which she defended Nathan Wade, she made oblique references to herself as flawed and imperfect. Guys, I'm sorry, but that is a huge conflict of freaking interest. How is that not? How is that not? It should be tossed out immediately. Immediately, guys. They're going through the... I think it's just hilarious, though. Tell me if you think this is as hilarious as I think it is, okay? But you're in the middle of a divorce. You get appointed special prosecutor for this big old case. You're getting paid bank going into all this thing, right? And you find out, or I guess the estranged wife finds out that you were going on trips with the DA that appointed you for this case. Let me see. So she pulled up the freaking receipts. And it's not just the receipts that he paid for the trips, right? He paid for the trips with the business account. With the business account. So he's going to write it off as a business expense more likely than not. I mean, guys, it's just absolutely crazy to me. It's kind of laughable, but it's not, because this is what is being allowed to be looked to the side just to prosecute Donald Trump. And that, to me, is the most worrying thing. Okay, they are so worried about this guy. And honestly, I'm sorry, I'm 31 years old. I remember, I was too young to really remember, but I was a young kid with Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Obama, and we got Trump, and we got Biden. Trump, by far, is the best president out of all of those presidents that I've lived under. And all of our lives, the average middle-class family's lives, were a lot better off financially during his administration than any other administration in my lifetime. Okay? So it is absolutely insane to me that they are doing this, because it's just making the average person side with Trump more and more. It's making the average person say, screw it. We're going to roll the dice with Trump, because we didn't even get into another world war. It was the first president in over 30 years to not get us into a new war. Okay, think about that, guys. The first president not to get us into a new war, when they were saying all this time Donald Trump was going to get us into World War III. And then what happens when Biden gets into office? We have like 3 different ways of World War III starting right now. On top of us possibly having a civil war conflict with the whole border dispute with Texas and the federal government. I mean, guys, just think about it without any bias, okay? You might not like how Trump talks, but just think about how life was going. At least he cares about the country. Right now, if you are not an illegal citizen, they don't care about you. You're just here to pay the taxes so they can do whatever the hell they want. That's really what it comes down to. At least that's what the narrative, that's what it's looking like based on the actions that are being taken place right now. You know what I mean, guys? So I don't know. It's something that we just got to pay attention to. I feel like the average person's really got to pay attention to this stuff, really got to wake up when it comes to this, because the more you wake up to this and you realize like, wow, this is kind of bullshit, like what's going on, then hopefully it'll make you want to go vote and be active in the political process when we have elections. And not just for president, but for Congress, for Senate, for your local mayor, for all that stuff. Because all of that is super important, guys. And the more you're aware of it, the better. You know what I mean? So again, I hope you like the content. I hope you have a great day today. Finish your week off strong. And I hope you enjoy the weekend. Stay blessed out there, guys. And I'll see you in that next video.
Yeah.